Christmas miracle? Please send me a message if you've had a Christmas miracle and you'd like to share it with me. My goal for 2014 is to create a book of Christmas miracles. You see, in 2009, we had lost everything due to the financial crisis, and what happened with the financial crisis for me is it came on very suddenly. And you know, when everyone stops paying you rent, you own all these houses, so many bills, you don't know what to pay first. You don't even realize, you don't even think that there's a possibility that you can't pay them. So we ended up literally with just the change in our pockets. And Christmas 2009 was a very, very difficult year. I had 3 boys, and the older 2 were old enough to understand, but I still had a 14-year-old that I really, really wanted to help him, and I didn't know how I could. And I remember, going into stores and seeing Christmas decorations and getting so anxious. As I would see and feel the buzz of Christmas, I would get so tense. I really didn't know how Christmas would unfold. My father was in a nursing home in Florida, and I had a friend that would finance my trip annually, days before Christmas, to visit him. Actually, I looked forward to it because she would join me. She would go to the beach, and I would spend the days with my father and his friends. Prior to my trip, my 14-year-old came to me with deep sadness and said, "Mom, I know that we don't have money, but I want you to know I understand." My heart broke. I took his hands and asked him, "What would you like?" He said, "I would love an iPod Touch." Knowing that that was a $200 gift and knowing that there was no way I could do that, I said, "Come with me. Come here. Let's pray." I remember as I prayed, we then prayed. Have you ever prayed for the impossible? I prayed and asked God to provide an iPod Touch for my son. I told him the key was that he had to believe. This was very courageous for me because I'm trying to teach him faith, trying to teach him belief, and at the same time risking that if God didn't come through, that it might destroy his faith. The next day I left on my trip. Lisa was there to meet me as usual, and the laughter began. She's truly such a gift, a friend that can take you back in time and make you feel like a college girl again. She always sent me money regularly during my rough years. I always went to the mailbox and found a little gift from Lisa, which fed my family during those very rough days. The next morning, she handed me $200 in cash, and she said, "Get your boys Christmas presents." I started to weep and bawl. After I dropped her at the beach, I went straight to Walmart, heading for that iPod Touch. I went to the electronics counter, and there was one left for $193. The floodgates opened, and I burst into tears. The lady at the counter really didn't understand what a big deal this was to me. I really couldn't control myself. I was crying so hard. I got back to the hotel room and told Lisa my story. She didn't understand. She said, "No, that money was for all 3 of you boys. I don't think you should have just gotten one, the gift." I told her that my older one would understand, the middle one didn't care, and that I had to reward my little boy's faith. Words can't describe the joy, shock, and dismay on his face on Christmas morning. Thank you, Lisa. He still continually asks me, "How did you do that, Mom?" I encourage all of you to adopt a family in need. If you have a little cash, put it in someone's mailbox. From Santa. Have a very Merry Christmas.